Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Eclectic Astrology channel. Just a quick voice note for you all listeners, avid fans of astrology and psychology, because this channel is all about uncovering the self in various forms and the complexities that is the human being. The human being, the more I discover and get into these podcasts, I discover that it's anything but simple. We are all multi layered, multi dimensional creatures. And in this channel, we are trying to unlock it through Vedic astrology, bridging it with things like Enneagram, the Myers-Briggs model, the NLP model, the multiple intelligence model, and so on and so forth. Anyway, the multi-dimensional Nakshatras series, what is it about? Those series uncover the basic bridge between the Vedic astrology nakshatras as well as the Enneagram, the 9 types of Enneagram, and the 16 types of MBTI. Now, as you know, there are 27 nakshatras. So, building a bridge is the attempt of these multi-dimensional nakshatra series. So, as you go through this different one of 27 nakshatras, you will figure out the different bridges that are possible between MBTI model, the 16 types, how it ties into the nakshatra, as well as the different Enneagram types which can possibly link to Pushya nakshatra. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, my nakshatras are scattered in different planets, in different houses and so on. It becomes highly complex. How do I figure that one out? Well, for that, there will be upcoming case studies which really gets into the deep dive mode. But before that, there are these multidimensional nakshatras. First, I urge you to go through the whole thing, see which nakshatra or which planet is sitting, and do your sort of own little homework, so to speak. Do your own little homework to see what is bridging in my chart, which planet is sitting, what is the function of the planet. Mars, for example, is drive and logic. Ketu is, for example, detachment and higher thinking, sort of a liberalistic thinking. Rahu is more obsession. Saturn is about work. Mercury is about intellect. Sun is about your thought process. Moon is about your emotions. You can try this on your own chart and the charts of your family, friends, and so on. So, first measure I would suggest is go through each one of these multidimensional nakshatras. The podcasts are scheduled up till 2027, so there's lots of it upcoming, and already scheduled to premiere on different dates. You can see that. So I suggest to subscribe if you are a serious student of astrology who's also interested in some degree of psychology. Because, folks, let's face it, here is where I come from in this channel. Unless we know what the embodiment of soul is with respect to the mind, the complexities of the mind, that's where the soul is embodied, and the drives of the subconscious mind, we will not know what talents we have. And we are increasingly approaching an age where it will be vital for us to help our young people, our children, our students, the youth, in discovering their um, talents and abilities rather than thinking this profession or that profession. As you know, and as you can see in 2025, after the advent of the AI, lots of jobs are getting lost. People are losing the jobs and trying to figure out what must I do next. Now, this channel and all the content it provides with regard to uncovering your personality with respect to Vedic astrology and using all the models that are out there, I'm trying to bring to you a depth of content which is focused on uncovering yourself, your talents, your work preferences, where you would function best, and what you would enjoy the most. Yes? So this is where I'm going with the whole content. So multidimensional nakshatras. It's a bridge between the nakshatras, the 27 nakshatras of Vedic astrology, MBTI, the 16 types, as well as the 9 types of Enneagram. So enjoy.
The multi-dimensional Punarvasu nakshatra. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to effortlessly bounce back from failure, always finding a way to renew, restore, and begin again? They don't see setbacks as endings. They see them as new beginnings, fresh perspectives, and opportunities to grow. When you think about it, these are the ones who bring light after darkness, who find solutions where others see roadblocks, who make the impossible feel achievable. Their gift isn't just in persistence, it's in their unshakable belief in renewal and possibility. Is it any wonder that Punarvasu Nakshatra, ruled by Jupiter and symbolized by the bow and quiver of arrows, carries the energy of regeneration, expansion, and wisdom? This is the nakshatra of second chances, of restoring balance, of seeing the bigger picture when others get lost in the details. Punarvasu natives don't dwell in the past. They move forward, embracing change, adapting and guiding others toward a higher understanding of life's cycles. Look at the visionaries, spiritual leaders, teachers, and problem solvers who seem to have a natural gift for bringing hope, clarity, and renewal to those around them. Whether in philosophy, innovation, education, or entrepreneurship, they see the bigger picture, always aware that failure is just another step towards success. They are the ones who remind others that nothing is truly lost, only transformed into something new. And what makes them so powerful? It's their ability to hold both wisdom and adaptability, to know that life is not a straight line, but a cycle of creation, loss, and rebirth. Unlike the intensity of Ardra or the sharp precision of Kritika, Punarvasu moves with calm certainty, bringing clarity where there was confusion, faith where there was doubt. They are storytellers, healers, and guides, forever expanding their understanding of life's endless possibilities. But here's what's most fascinating. Punarvasu's power isn't just in starting over, but in showing others how to begin again as well. Whether through teaching, innovation, or personal wisdom, they lead people toward new possibilities, reminding them that no failure is permanent, no loss is absolute, and no journey is truly over. Their strength isn't force, it's faith, resilience, and the knowledge that the universe always allows for a second shot. So, the next time you meet someone who brings a fresh perspective, who sees beyond obstacles, who believes in the power of renewal and continuous growth, ask yourself, are they channeling the expansive, hopeful energy of Punarvasu? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just optimistic. They are the rebirth, the light after the storm, the reminder that no matter how many times life knocks you down, there is always another arrow waiting to be released. The multi-dimensional Punarvasu Nakshatra, the MBTI connection. Did you ever notice how some people seem to always find a way forward, no matter the circumstances? They don't cling to the past or get stuck in failure. They adapt, renew, and expand, turning every setback into a stepping stone. When you think about it, these are the ones who see possibilities where others see dead ends, who inspire with their resilience, who believe in life's infinite potential. Their gift isn't just in surviving change, it's in embracing it, learning from it, and guiding others toward a better version of reality. Is it any wonder that Punarvasu Nakshatra aligns with MBTI types that embody renewal, wisdom, and limitless expansion? The NFJ, ENFP, and INTP, each in their own way, mirror Punarvasu's deep vision, adaptability, and unshakable belief in transformation. They don't just react to life, they understand its patterns, trust its cycles, and help others find their own way forward. The NFJ, the advocate, is Punarvasu's guiding light, seeing the bigger picture when others are lost in the moment. Like Punarvasu, they combine deep intuition with a sense of higher purpose, making them natural teachers, healers, and mentors. They don't just offer advice, they reshape perspectives, helping others navigate the complexities of life with wisdom and clarity. Their ability to find meaning in every experience, even hardships, aligns perfectly with Punarvasu's gift of renewal. Then there's the ENFP, the campaigner, the one who thrives on expansion, new beginnings, and endless possibilities. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns so strongly with Punarvasu's hopeful, forward-moving energy? ENFPs, like Punarvasu, embrace change, explore different perspectives, and inspire others to see life as an open-ended adventure. They are not afraid to start over, to chase new dreams, to believe that there is always something bigger, something better waiting on the horizon. And what about the INTP, the logician, the one who seeks knowledge, questions everything, and constantly reconstructs their understanding of the world? Unlike the emotionally driven INFJ or the enthusiastic ENFP, the INTP channels Punarvasu's gift of intellectual renewal, always refining, rethinking, and expanding upon what they know. They are the mental explorers, forever on a quest to break old paradigms and push the boundaries of understanding. Their gift isn't in holding on to ideas, it's in continuously evolving them. So when you meet someone who sees solutions instead of obstacles, who refuses to be defined by failure, who believes in the power of reinvention, ask yourself, are they channeling the limitless, expansive force of Punarvasu? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just adaptable. They are the ones who remind us that every ending is just another beginning, and that growth is the only constant in life. The multi-dimensional Punarvasu Nakshatra, the Enneagram connection. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to rise from failure with even greater wisdom, effortlessly adapting and evolving? They don't get stuck in the past, nor do they fear change. They trust in renewal, in life cycles, in the idea that every setback is just a setup for a new beginning. When you think about it, these are the ones who inspire others to keep moving, to believe in second chances, to see the world not as fixed, but as constantly unfolding. Their strength isn't in resistance. It's in flow, faith, and expansion. Is it any wonder that Punarvasu Nakshatra aligns with Enneagram types that embrace growth, transformation, and higher understanding? The Peacemaker Type 9, the Enthusiast Type 7, and the Reformer Type 1. Each in their own way, mirror Punarvasu's gift of renewal, wisdom, and seeing beyond limitations. They don't just survive setbacks. They redefine them as opportunities for something greater. The Peacemaker Type 9 is Punarvasu's tranquil force, embodying acceptance, patience, and an intuitive understanding of life's rhythms. Like Punarvasu, they move with ease through life's changes, trusting that everything happens for a reason. They don't force solutions. They allow space for natural growth, for balance to be restored, for renewal to occur in its own time. Their presence is soothing yet powerful, reminding others that even in chaos, there is always a path forward. Then there's the Enthusiast, Type 7, the one who sees endless possibilities and embraces change with excitement. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns with Punarvasu's expansive, hopeful energy? Type 7s, like Punarvasu, refuse to see life as limited. They explore, reinvent, and move forward with unwavering optimism. They thrive in new beginnings, fresh perspectives, and the belief that there is always more to experience, more to learn, more to create. Their gift is in showing others that life is not about staying in one place. It's about moving forward, expanding into something greater. And what about the Reformer, Type 1, the one who seeks to improve, refine, and bring higher order to the world? Unlike the laid-back Type 9 or the adventurous Type 7, the Type 1 channels Punarvasu's need for wisdom and clarity, ensuring that every cycle of renewal leads to something better, something purer, something more meaningful. They don't just go with the flow. They guide it, structure it, and ensure that every new beginning is more refined than the last. So, when you meet someone who sees change not as an end, but as an opportunity, who finds wisdom in every phase of life, who inspires others to keep growing and moving forward, ask yourself, are they channeling the hopeful, ever-expanding force of Punarvasu? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just resilient. They are the ones who remind us that renewal is always possible, and that no journey ever truly ends. It simply transforms into something new. The multidimensional Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Did you ever wonder why some people carry an intense, almost mystical presence, as if they are deeply connected to forces beyond the material world? They don't live life on the surface. They seek deeper meaning, often oscillating between extreme idealism and ruthless practicality. When you think about it, these are the ones who hold immense wisdom but aren't afraid to challenge, disrupt, or dismantle illusions to uncover the raw truth. Their power isn't in conventional success. It's in spiritual depth, radical transformation, and their ability to walk the fine line between destruction and enlightenment. Is it any wonder that Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, ruled by Jupiter and symbolized by a two-faced man, representing the duality of existence, carries the energy of intense transformation, philosophical depth, and a fiery need for ultimate truth? This is the nakshatra of seekers, mystics, reformers, and visionaries, those who understand that true wisdom often comes with sacrifice and that destruction can be a necessary precursor to real change. Purva Bhadrapada natives don't settle for ordinary. They look beyond, often exploring extreme ideas, philosophies, and realities that others shy away from. Look at the spiritual leaders, revolutionaries, radical thinkers, and transformative visionaries who aren't afraid to embrace the darker aspects of life in their quest for enlightenment. Whether in esoteric studies, philosophy, activism, or deep research, they thrive in spaces where intensity, duality, and paradox are embraced. They don't seek stability, they seek ultimate understanding, even if it means dismantling their own belief systems over and over again. And what makes them so powerful? It's their ability to dive into the depths of existence, face the uncomfortable truths of life, and emerge with insights that shake up the world. Unlike Shatabisha's detached intellectualism or Danishta's rhythmic execution, Purva Bhadrapada moves with raw spiritual intensity, pushing the limits of thought, philosophy, and human experience. They are the torchbearers of change, the seekers of profound wisdom, the ones who remind us that real transformation is often painful, but always necessary. But here's what's most fascinating. Purva Bhadrapada's power isn't just about questioning or breaking things down, but about burning away falsehoods to reveal a higher, more evolved reality. Whether through philosophy, activism, or mystical exploration, they understand that destruction and enlightenment are two sides of the same coin, and that true evolution requires embracing both. They don't just think deeply, they live deeply, often experiencing life at its most intense and transformative levels. So the next time you meet someone who seems to carry the wisdom of both the light and the dark, who challenges norms while seeking ultimate meaning, who embraces transformation as a way of life, ask yourself, are they channeling the powerful truth-seeking force of Purva Bhadrapada? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just intense. They are the alchemists, the seekers, the ones who remind us that sometimes, in order to be reborn, we must first set fire to everything we once knew. The multi-dimensional Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, the MBTI connection. Did you ever notice how some people carry an air of deep intensity, as if they are walking the edge between destruction and enlightenment? They don't just seek knowledge, they seek ultimate truth, often diving into the hidden, the mystical, and the extreme. When you think about it, these are the ones who don't fear transformation. They embrace it, challenging themselves and others to question everything and evolve beyond conventional limits. Their power isn't in following norms, it's in breaking them, exploring life's paradoxes, and bringing profound insights from their deep experiences. Is it any wonder that Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra aligns with MBTI types that thrive on intense self-exploration, radical thinking, and deep transformation? The INFJ, INTJ, and ENTP, each in their own way, mirror Purva Bhadrapada's philosophical depth, revolutionary thinking, and ability to transform themselves and those around them. They don't just seek understanding. They dismantle illusions, push boundaries, and embrace radical shifts in perspective. The INFJ, the mystic, is Purva Bhadrapada's spiritual visionary, blending deep intuition with philosophical wisdom to bring radical change. Like Purva Bhadrapada, they see beyond surface-level reality, sensing deeper truths and hidden patterns that others miss. They carry the intensity of transformation within them, often guiding others through deep, life-altering experiences. Their strength isn't just in knowing, it's in translating abstract insights into profound, transformative action. Then there's the INTJ, the mastermind, the one who seeks ultimate understanding, dismantling outdated structures, and building something more advanced in its place. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns with Purva Bhadrapada's intense and strategic nature? TJs, like Purva Bhadrapada, don't shy away from deep or difficult truths. They analyze them, deconstruct them, and use their insights to bring about meaningful transformation. They don't accept reality as it is. They reshape it, ensuring that their knowledge is put towards something lasting and revolutionary. And what about the ENTP, the debater, the one who questions, challenges, and constantly reinvents themselves and the world around them? Unlike the introspective INFJ or the calculated INTJ, the ENTP channels Purva Bhadrapada's rebellious, paradigm-breaking energy, ensuring that no idea, system, or belief remains unquestioned. They love disrupting the status quo, bringing unconventional insights, and challenging themselves and others to push beyond their limits. Their strength lies in their ability to see all possibilities, constantly shifting, evolving, and driving revolutionary conversations. So when you meet someone who moves through life with deep intensity, who embraces radical transformation, who questions everything in pursuit of ultimate truth, ask yourself, are they channeling the fearless, wisdom-seeking force of Purva Bhadrapada? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just thinkers. They are the disruptors, the visionaries, the alchemists of transformation who remind us that to evolve, we must be willing to burn away the old and step into the unknown. The multidimensional Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, the Enneagram connection. Did you ever wonder why some people carry an intensity that feels almost otherworldly, as if they are balancing between destruction and enlightenment? They don't just live life. They dismantle illusions, challenge themselves to evolve, and push boundaries that others fear to cross. When you think about it, these are the ones who dive deep into philosophical, spiritual thought, and intellectual realms, embracing pain and transformation as part of their journey to ultimate wisdom. Their power isn't in maintaining the status quo. It's in tearing it down, reinventing themselves, and seeking profound, sometimes extreme, truths. Is it any wonder that Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra aligns with Enneagram types that thrive on intensity, deep self-inquiry, and transformation? The individualist, type 4, the challenger, type 8, and the investigator, type 5, each in their own way, mirror Purva Bhadrapada's philosophical depth, desire for self-reinvention, and ability to disrupt and transform their own reality. They don't just explore new ideas. They deconstruct them, break old paradigms, and rebuild themselves through deep personal transformation. The individualist, type 4, is Purva Bhadrapada's existential seeker, constantly reinventing themselves, embracing the highs and lows of life, and searching for something beyond the material world. Like Purva Bhadrapada, they walk the path of deep introspection, always drawn to the mystical, the emotional, and the transformative aspects of existence. They don't shy away from intensity. They embrace it, seeing pain as fuel for personal evolution and self-expression. Then there's the challenger, type 8, the one who doesn't just accept transformation, but actively forces it upon themselves and others. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns so well with Purva Bhadrapada's disruptive and boundary-breaking energy? Type 8s, like Purva Bhadrapada, see no value in pretending or following convention. They want the raw truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. They destroy what is weak, challenge what is stagnant, and build something stronger in its place. And what about the investigator? Type 5, the one who detaches from societal norms to deeply explore hidden knowledge, philosophy, and existential truths. Unlike the deeply emotional type 4 or the forceful type 8, the type 5 channels Purva Bhadrapada's need to understand life at the deepest level, often through solitary research, intellectual pursuits, and alternative ways of thinking. They seek to unravel the mysteries of existence, to know the unknowable, and to navigate life with a sense of deep inquiry and mastery. So, when you meet someone who questions everything, who thrives in transformation, who sees destruction as a necessary step toward evolution, ask yourself, are they channeling the radical wisdom-seeking force of Purva Bhadrapada? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just intense. They are the truth seekers, the disruptors, the fearless visionaries who remind us that in order to be reborn, we must first embrace the fire of transformation. The multidimensional Vishaka Nakshatra. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to possess an unstoppable drive, an almost obsessive focus on achieving their goals, no matter what stands in their way? They don't settle for mediocrity. They push forward with unwavering determination, fueled by ambition, intensity, and the desire to leave their mark. When you think about it, these are the ones who thrive on challenges, who set high standards for themselves, who don't just dream of success, but chase it relentlessly. Their power isn't in flexibility. It's in singular focus, tenacity, and the ability to break through barriers with sheer force of will. Is it any wonder that Vishaka Nakshatra, ruled by Jupiter and symbolized by the triumphal arch, carries the energy of relentless ambition, transformation, and the pursuit of greatness. This is the nakshatra of warriors, visionaries, and high achievers. Those who refuse to accept limitations, who push themselves beyond their comfort zones, and who see every obstacle as a stepping stone to something greater. Vishaka natives don't just want success. They want victory, mastery, and the kind of impact that cannot be ignored. Look at the CEOs, athletes, politicians, strategists, and revolutionaries who seem to thrive under pressure, who take competition as fuel, who won't stop until they have reached the pinnacle of success. Whether in business, leadership, personal development, or innovation, they have an unmatched drive, a hunger for achievement, and a willingness to make sacrifices in pursuit of their goals. They don't believe in shortcuts. They believe in persistence, in the ability to outlast, outwork, and outthink everyone around them. And what makes them so powerful? It's their unbreakable will, their ability to stay focused on the prize, and their desire to continuously improve. Unlike Swati's free-spirited adaptability or Chitra's artistic precision, Vishaka moves with intensity, purpose, and a need for tangible results. They are the warriors, the competitors, the ones who won't stop until they have conquered their challenges and established their legacy. But here's what's most fascinating. Vishaka's power isn't just about personal ambition, but about transformation through struggle. Whether in self-growth, career, or leadership, they understand that success is a journey of constant refinement, of breaking through limits, of reshaping themselves to become stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable. They don't just seek progress, they crave evolution, always striving to be better, stronger, and more accomplished than they were before. So the next time you meet someone who is fiercely determined, who refuses to quit, who thrives in competition and uses every setback as fuel for their rise, ask yourself, are they channeling the indomitable victorious force of Vishaka? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just ambitious. They are the conquerors, the game changers, the relentless force of will that reminds us that true success belongs to those who refuse to surrender. The multi-dimensional Vishaka Nakshatra, the MBTI connection. Did you ever notice how some people seem to lock onto their goals with an almost obsessive focus, refusing to stop until they've conquered every obstacle in their way? They don't just desire success, they demand it, pursue it relentlessly, and push themselves harder than anyone else to achieve it. When you think about it, these are the ones who thrive on competition, who embrace struggle as part of the process, who never settle for anything less than mastery. Their power isn't in adaptability. It's in determination, perseverance, and the ability to break through limits through sheer force of will. Is it any wonder that Vishaka Nakshatra aligns with MBTI types that thrive on ambition, strategy, and high achievement? The ENTJ, INTJ, and ESTJ, each in their own way, mirror Vishaka's unstoppable drive, leadership mentality, and ability to turn obstacles into stepping stones. They don't just move through life, they dominate it, setting their sights on big goals and refusing to rest until they've reached the top. The ENTJ, the commander, is Vishaka's unstoppable leader, always striving for growth, power, and influence. Like Vishaka, they are born strategists, highly competitive, and unafraid of challenges. They don't just work hard, they orchestrate success, structuring their world for maximum efficiency and leading with an undeniable sense of purpose. Their energy is bold, aggressive, and fearless, making them natural visionaries who set ambitious goals and refuse to accept failure. Then there's the INTJ, the mastermind, the one who thrives on personal mastery, long-term planning, and deep strategic thinking. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns with Vishaka's relentless transformational energy? INTJs, like Vishaka, don't chase immediate gratification. They play the long game, always refining their plans, pushing themselves to grow, and ensuring that their victories are well earned. They don't just want to succeed. They want to master every challenge, learning from every setback, and emerging even more powerful than before. And what about the ESTJ, the executive, the one who thrives in structure, discipline, and relentless efficiency? Unlike the bold, visionary ENTJ or the introspective INTJ, the ESTJ channels Vishaka's drive into action. ensuring that their environment is structured for success. They don't just plan, they execute with precision, working harder, smarter, and more strategically than anyone else to guarantee results. Their methodical approach and intense work ethic make them unstoppable forces in leadership and business. So when you meet someone who is fiercely determined, who refuses to quit, who thrives in competition and uses every setback as fuel for their rise, ask yourself, are they channeling the indomitable, victorious force of Vishaka? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just ambitious. They are the powerhouses, the strategists, the relentless achievers who remind us that true success belongs to those who refuse to surrender. The multi-dimensional Vishaka Nakshatra, the Enneagram connection. Did you ever wonder why some people seem to possess an unstoppable drive, an almost obsessive determination to push through barriers and achieve greatness? They don't just work hard, they thrive on challenges, using struggle as fuel, setting goals that others wouldn't dare to chase. When you think about it, these are the ones who see competition as a way to sharpen themselves, who are never satisfied with just good enough, who hunger for mastery, power, and recognition. Their power isn't in flexibility. It's in persistence, ambition, and the ability to turn pressure into transformation. Is it any wonder that Vishaka Nakshatra aligns with Enneagram types that thrive on success, dominance, and relentless self-improvement? The Achiever, type 3, the Challenger, type 8, and the Reformer, type 1, each in their own way, mirror Vishaka's obsessive focus, desire for victory, and unwavering ability to push through adversity. They don't just work towards success. They chase it with intensity, using every failure as motivation to come back stronger. The Achiever type 3 is Vishaka's relentless success seeker, the one who sets ambitious goals and refuses to stop until they've reached the top. Like Vishaka, they are highly competitive, driven by recognition, and thrive in environments where they can prove themselves. They don't just want to win, they want to be the best, to be admired, to be remembered for their accomplishments. Their ability to push through failure, constantly refine themselves, and maintain unwavering focus makes them a force to be reckoned with. Then there's the Challenger, type 8, the one who dominates, asserts power, and refuses to back down from a fight. Isn't it obvious why this type aligns so strongly with Vishaka's aggressive, determined energy? Type 8s, like Vishaka, see struggle as part of the process, using every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger. They are intense, fearless, and thrive in high-stakes environments where they can prove their strength, assert their authority, and emerge victorious no matter what it takes. And what about the Reformer type 1, the one who demands excellence, follows a strict internal code, and pushes themselves to be better every single day? Unlike the recognition-seeking type 3 or the power-driven type 8, the type 1 channels Vishaka's need for mastery into perfectionism, discipline, and a deep desire to constantly refine themselves. They never settle, never accept mediocrity, and always strive for a higher standard. Their ability to improve, structure, and push themselves beyond their limits makes them natural leaders and relentless achievers. So when you meet someone who pushes themselves beyond limits, who thrives under pressure, who refuses to accept anything less than victory, ask yourself, are they channeling the obsessive, high-achieving force of Vishaka? Because when you really think about it, they aren't just competitive. They are the warriors, the empire builders, the ones who remind us that true success doesn't come easily. It comes to those who refuse to stop until they've conquered everything in their path.